I think music is one way that connects people.
Describe the form of media that you work in and how it is mostly used by individuals.
Well, I work in radio, and it's used by individuals in many different ways. People get their daily dose of music and tunes, different genres of music. People need to get their information about what's going on in the cities and elsewhere, international music, to the news. All need to know what to wear, right? And so you listen to it to get the weather and especially traffic, because we have a lot of commuters. So, just to get all different types of information that you're going to need for your daily rituals. Everyone listens to the radio at some point in the day for something. So,
tell us a story of how an individual has gained something positive from listening to your show.
Well, I missed the show once. I was on tour doing something, and when I came back, the calls started coming in, like, where were you? Where were you? I was looking for that vibe. And the DJ who comes on before me actually filled in for me. And he plays, music that the same listeners, some of the same listeners listen to. But because they were used to my vibe and my touch and everything, it kind of threw them off. And so they were expecting that usual Spotlight vibe, which is the name of my show, Spotlight. And so it was just really interesting. That's when I was like, wow. I mean, I know they like, what I do because they call every week, but it was really interesting that, like, me missing that one day and getting all those calls, with the people saying, where were you? I was waiting for the featured artist segment. I was waiting for this, and I was like, wow, okay, they know the lineup of the show. So it was good, and it really made me feel like, okay, they're really, really listening. They're really in tune with my show. So, yeah.
Okay. Can you give us an example of the importance of music in regards to culture and identity?
Well, I think that music from the beginning of time, has always been a part of culture. And, I mean, even now when you think about it, when people hear certain types of music, they identify it with a certain island or a certain country or whatever. Every island or country has a certain music that is sort of their own. You've been in the music business for a while, a long time. I remember when you first came out. What are some of the differences that you've seen from when you started till now in 2007?
Well, I noticed there's a kind of a frivolousness that I've noticed with the artists of today, that they have not much care for tradition, and even for those who have given their lives and they shed their own blood for I defense. We see that the tradition is being trodden on, and we don't want this to happen. We have to maintain our roots and our culture and remember where we're coming from. If we lose history, then we can't carve our destiny.
Shay, from the messenger himself. That's why he's called the messenger, because he speaks words of true wisdom. Right here at the 26th annual. Are you going to be performing tonight by any chance?
Definitely. There's no way I could come and don't say something. I've sing for my people anytime,
Can we get a quick preview first?
I remember when we were kings and queens in the motherland, before slavery intervened, when they took us away, they carried us far beyond. The generations have strayed. We've lost our true tradition. Yeah, I'm the messenger of the Kabbalah man, Xavier Medictania. Jah! Rastafari, Holy Manuel Emperor, Haile Selassie, King of Kings, and Lord of Lords, conquer land of the tribe of the elect of Jah. That's right, for Kadamawe, Mombasa.
Especially when you think about the Caribbean music, so much of it is the same. Like, I don't know any Caribbean family that only listen to music of their family island. Like, I grew up listening to compa, to merengue, to salsa, to hip-hop, to country. Every West Indian family I know knows every country artist, that probably more so than country music listeners themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music is strong because it speaks the words that most of us cannot say.
What are some individual benefits that you get from having a radio show?
Well, if the promoters are good, they give you some tickets to get into shows. And Leon, so I hear you're nominated?
Yes, nominated and performing tonight alongside my friend here, Tonto Metro. And, it's just a great night for reggae, a great night in Harlem, and I'm just happy I could be here.
Now, how did you two hook up together to do the recordings that you actually did together?
Well, throughout the years, you know, I've emceed so many reggae shows, and you know, when I met Tonto, we kind of like hit it off, you know, and so became friends. And when I was doing the record, you know, I just had to call upon Tonto. It seemed like he was just right for it. So, and he came and killed it.
Now we know how Leon is as an actor. We've seen all his stuff. How is he as a musician working with him?
Leon, wicked. Touch notes right, everything right. You know, Leon is a wonderful singer, good singer. You know, and trust me, he's gonna reach far in the music business.
Album releases for either one?
Our Road Less Traveled album came out the end of last summer, and we just came off tour with Barris Hammond, North American tour, just supporting the record. And yeah, just doing that. We already started working on the next record called Reggae Soul Highway, and you know, we're just doing our thing.
I love when maybe an artist gives me music and I know no one else has it. You know what I mean? And so I get to play it first, or you know, one of the very first, and then people be like, you know, just get used to, oh yeah, I remember that song. Oh yeah, Skye played it. You know what I mean? Like just being able to know that you are someone who's helping to push a certain type of music. You know, so when eventually the fire catches and everyone gets word of it, it's like you were part of that.